Learning how to use Gyroscope was one of the best decisions I've ever made. It took me from this to this. So here is my ultimate guide on how to use Gyroscope in COD Mobile and pretty much every other mobile game. If you stick through this video and apply everything I'm about to teach you, I guarantee you will become a much better player. Now you're probably thinking, what is Gyroscope? Well, simply put, if you rotate your device in real life, you will rotate in game. And now you're probably thinking, why should I even use this? And let me tell you, there are a lot of reasons. To all my 2-finger players out there, you already know how much of a disadvantage you're at compared to 3, 4, or even 10-finger players. Imagine being able to use a third finger without actually using a third finger. When you ADS, you can completely stop using your aiming finger to aim and just rely on Gyroscope, and now you can use that aiming finger for other things like shooting or jumping. And if you use even more fingers, you can start using Gyroscope in a way that will seriously take your gameplay to the next level. But we'll get to that later. Secondly, it makes recoil control so easy. Instead of using a single finger to control the recoil of your gun and track the movements of your enemy, you can either use your aiming finger to track your enemy and gyro to control the recoil, or the other way around. Even better, you want to start using gyro and your aiming finger together in a way that will make you an aiming god, but we're still not there yet. And one more pro to using Gyroscope is reaction time. All devices have this thing called touch sampling rate, and this is how many times the phone is reading your touches and swipes every second. The problem is that your inputs are not instant. There's a slight delay between the moment you make an input, like a tap or a swipe, and when your device actually registers that input and something happens on screen. And while this delay is minimal, in a fast-paced game like COD Mobile, every second counts. However, with Gyroscope, there's virtually no delay, meaning every tilt you make, the game registers it almost instantly. And this means you can snap onto enemies even faster than before. And speaking of things that can cause your device to be slow, let's talk about lag. Lag can come from 2 places: your device, which will cause slow gameplay and low FPS, and your internet, which can cause network problems and high ping. Now, instead of going out and spending a ton of money on a brand new device or Wi-Fi router, here's a much easier and much cheaper solution: booster apps. And the one that I personally use is called Gear Up Booster. For reference, this was my ping before using Gear Up Booster, and here it is now. On top of that, here's what my gameplay looked like before turning on Gear Up Booster, and here's what it looks like after I turn it on. All you gotta do is open the app, pick your game, and enjoy buttery smooth gameplay. Now, Gear Up and I actually want to give you all a special deal. So if you download Gear Up Booster using the top link in the description, you all will be able to use Gear Up Booster completely free for the first 3 days. So go try it out and let me know how much your gameplay improved. Now let's get back into it. But everything has its downsides. First off, gyro takes a long time to learn. Back when I was addicted to PUBG Mobile, I used to play with 3 fingers and decided to try and learn Gyroscope. But little did I know what I was getting myself into, because almost right away I became very frustrated and turned off gyro within less than an hour. However, after watching all the pros absolutely dominate with Gyroscope, I forced myself to learn it, and here I am today playing 4-finger gyro. On top of that, there's the added work of having to find your gyro sensitivities, and this will involve changing your regular sensitivities as well. But don't worry, because later on I'm going to walk you through finding your perfect sensitivities. And finally, and by far the most annoying, playing gyro can become exhausting. You have to play in weird positions and constantly hold your device up, and this gets tiring on your hand and arm muscles. All of this may seem discouraging, but I seriously think if you put in the time and effort, your mind and muscles will get used to gyro. The pros outweigh the cons, and your skills will improve tremendously. But now you're probably asking, should I be using gyro? Well, if you're someone who wants to take their aim to the next level, gyro is for you. I will also say that gyro is a lot easier on a phone, because gyro requires you to lift up and rotate your device constantly, but I was dropped on my head as a baby, and clearly something's wrong up there, because I actually run gyro on my iPad. And now you're most likely asking, how do I turn on this magical setting that will supposedly make me an aiming god? Open up the settings, go to basic, and then scroll down to the gyroscope section. On means tilting your device will cause you to rotate in game all the time, and while ADS means gyro will only work when you are ADS. Personally, I use while ADS, which means I don't use gyro when looking around or hip firing. Congratulations, you just took your first steps on your gyroscope journey, but hold on, you're probably in game rotating your device like an insane person and you have no idea what you're doing. It's because you haven't changed your sensitivities yet, which can be found in the sensitivities section under your normal sensitivities. Now this will take a bit of work, but it's exactly how you would find your regular sensitivities. Hop into the training room and try out your gyro aim with different weapons, different scopes, and targets moving at different speeds and at different distances, and then adjust your sensitivities as needed. Now pay attention, because what I'm about to say is extremely important. How you find your gyro sends will depend on how you plan to use gyro. If you plan to use gyro specifically to control your recoil, then you should use different scopes, different guns, and different targets like I said before, but you will be trying to shoot down these targets while tilting your device to control recoil and using your aiming finger to snap onto and track targets. Then adjust your sensitivities accordingly. You first need to decide how you plan to use gyro and then change your sensitivities by practicing gyro in that way. For example, the way you will set up your sensitivities when you use gyro to control your recoil and your aiming finger to track enemies is different than if you use gyro to track enemies and your aiming finger to control recoil. You may find that you will need to decrease your regular sensitivities a little because now you are incorporating gyro and it's kind of like using two fingers to aim. Again, this will depend on how you plan to use gyro, because some people may want to stop using their aiming finger while aiming and solely use gyro. Now, remember how I was talking about a way to use gyro that will make you an insane player? While some people will use their aiming finger and gyro separately, like we just talked about, you want to get to the point where you are essentially playing like a microscope. A microscope has two knobs. The coarse knob will quickly zoom in and out of the object you are trying to view, whereas the fine knob will make the image clearer. You need to be using your aiming finger like the coarse knob, and this means rotating while not ADS, snapping onto enemies, and tracking enemies that are really close up. And you need to be using gyro like the fine knob, and this means using it to make little adjustments to your aim, control recoil, and track enemies that are further away. Essentially, you want to be using both your aiming finger and gyro simultaneously, and this is where most people will give up. Learning gyro isn't just some get better quick scheme. It takes a good amount of time and dedication to master. I've been using this method of gyro for years now, and I still haven't perfected my aim. You need to understand that like everything worth having in life, this does not come easy. But I seriously think that if you take the time to learn it, to understand the ins and outs of it, to try, fail, try again, fail again, over and over again, one day everything will click together and you are going to unlock a level of gameplay that you never even knew was possible. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe if this video helped you out, and YouTube thinks you're really gonna like this video right here. Let's see if they're right.